Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another political episode. So we got breaking news. Pete Ricketts has been appointed to the U.S. Senate. I saw the breaking news screen, on my computer, 2 hours ago when I was mapping. I didn't want to click on it because that would just get me distracted, and I was like, I wonder what happened. But I had to fight my curiosity, until I found out recently that Pete Ricketts is now the appointee, for the U.S. Senate. He was the former governor of Nebraska, and now he is, now a U.S. Senator. And the question is, will Pete Ricketts seek re-election in 2024? But first off, we need to know his electoral history. So Ricketts is very popular in Nebraska. First off, Nebraska is a conservative Republican state. They elect conservative Republicans. In case of you are all wondering, the last time Nebraska voted Democrat in presidential elections is in 1964. 1964. Not technically black and white, but I'm talking as in television, but that just to prove that was a very long time. So let's take a look here at Mr. Ricketts' electoral history and get to know about him. So he ran for U.S. Senator in the 2006 United States Senate election. So it looks like Ben Nelson has been a recent senator, for U.S. Senator, and he is, guess what? A Democrat. He is a Democrat. I'm going to click on Mr. Nelson. I don't want to make this about Mr. Nelson, but just to get understand, he could be a dino. His position, yes, Nelson is anti-abortion. He has been endorsed by many pro-life organizations. So he is a dino when it comes to this. He is pro-life. And a lot of Democrats in red states, like solid red states, Mississippi, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, they're all pro-life, in case if you are wondering. Iraq, everyone's mixed about that. Nelson has supported legislation to prevent Nebraska from recognizing same-sex marriages, so anti-same-sex. Nelson was one of the 5 senators to vote for the Economic Growth and Tax Relief Reconciliation Act of 2001. So yes, I can definitely see why people went for Ben Nelson. He's like arguably the Joe Manchin of Nebraska. Definitely a dino, big dino guy, here. So the 2006 United States Senate election in Nebraska, Ben Nelson winning 63%. Pete Ricketts, he wasn't so popular, 36%. Only question was, Nelson was a senator before, winning barely in 2000, and he was pretty. His approval rating went up pretty good. So that 2001 is when he entered office. The blue wave of 2006, once again, probably was a big reason why Nelson won. While Republicans aren't very popular in 2006, thanks to Iraq. So we're just going to go and we're going to vote for Nelson. All our votes goes to Nelson. And guess what? Nelson wins. Because it doesn't really matter. Senate-wise, it does matter. Because if you vote for Pete Ricketts, if you don't vote for Pete Ricketts, you're not going to get a point for the Republicans. Yeah, this is the last statewide race in Nebraska to be won by a Democrat. Yeah, and then it stops from there. He serves 2 terms, decides not to run again. So yeah, Ricketts was defeated. Now, excuse me for not including the primaries. I just don't feel the primaries are too important. But if you guys are wondering, yes, Pete Ricketts did beat Don Steinberg by 48%, and David J. Kramer by 48%, and Kramer getting 16%, Stanberg getting 35%. 2014, Ricketts runs for governor. Pete Ricketts wins the nomination by a handful of Republicans. This was a big old conflict. Ricketts winning by 26%. Now, finally, bringing him to the front line. And I don't know about Chuck Hasenbrook. And here's the thing. Conservatives are very accepting when it comes to Democrats and Republicans. They'll vote Democrats only if they agree with them. If you're a dino, good, we'll vote for you. Vice versa with Republicans. Like that, Vermont. We love Governor Scott. He's a rhino. He's pro-abortion. He's anti-Trump. He is anti-guns. He is big rhino. We'll vote for you. We like this. We like that what you're doing to the Republican Party. We support it. So that's why Phil Scott is doing so good in Vermont, and that is why Joe Manchin today is doing so good in West Virginia. But then again, in 2018, he barely got reelected. But yeah, I mean, there are going to be people who vote against him. And when it comes to the Senate, understandably, we want a point for our team, right? We want a point. We want a seat. We want a point to increase. And sure, it doesn't really matter who you vote for, Joe Manchin or this guy. Conservatives will win, but technically, if Republicans win, that's a point for the GOP. It's a step closer for gaining the majority in the Senate. So, thought I mentioned that. Ricketts doing pretty well. He's won Omaha area. Over here, Omaha County that holds Omaha voted for him, and some other farming counties went hardcore. He almost carried the county holding Lincoln, Nebraska. So yeah, Ricketts 57%. 2018, Governor Ricketts seeks re-election. He wins a 59%. That's a good, well, compared to that's 2 points better. So 2 points better once again. Wins every county. So far, he's carried every single county in Nebraska, except for this Lincoln County. Question is, if Ricketts runs in 2024, can he win it? Can he win this county? It's compatible. It's in the 50% margin. I can tell you, this county right here, Omaha, is more hardcore than this county, having studied these Nebraska. So that's the electoral history of said Pete Ricketts. So yeah, attempted a Senate run earlier in 2006, failed. Then a few years later, he attempts a gubernatorial run, 2014, and succeeds, and wins re-election in 2018. So that's Pete Ricketts. So will Ricketts seek re-election? I'm going to see if he has said anything or not. No, he's not. Why would he run for governor in 2024? Well, I mean, yes, we know Pete Ricketts is the incumbent, basically being named by Jim Pillen, the governor of Nebraska. But now, once again, now the governor of, now the senator. So that concludes today's video. What do you guys think? Let's be honest, we knew that Governor Pillen wasn't going to put a Democrat. So, and we knew this. Everyone knew this. 90% of the country knew this because we knew who Jim Pillen is. Jim Pillen's more of a Trump sort of guy. He's not going to put a liberal in there or a dino in there, even, I don't know. But I don't know about Dino, but he wouldn't do that. He's going to do something that will benefit the Republicans. So he's just, what better popular guy than Pete Ricketts, the former governor? And to see this formally, Pete Ricketts as usually the head guy, the all big and powerful head guy, he's now bumped down. And this coach, football coach named Jim Pillen, suddenly comes up and selects the former governor, who's now a private citizen. They like switched roles in society. It's like kind of amazing how a football coach selected little bitty Pete Ricketts, who used to be all the way to the top, but for a few days jumped to the bottom. But now he's back at the top again, thanks to the Nebraska governor. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Once again, I'm doing it less political videos now. With the midterms over, there is not much coming out. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi elections. Those elections are going to come up, and we have those primaries going on in the summer. We are going to review those primaries, and we'll do predictions after the primaries in each of the 3 states. So anyways, thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you guys all in the next political episode.